Gotta start somewhere.
Season 2, episode 15. This is the creator drop-in. Yeah.
Wakey, wakey, smell those eggs and bakey. It's time for Breakfast Talk, a podcast discussing current, independent, and mainstream entertainment topics from gaming and movies to comics. Start your week off right with the Breakfast Boys. As always, if you can smell what we're cooking, click that like button. And if your tummies are rumbling for more, click subscribe and ring that brekkie bell to turn on all notifications. All right, let's talk.
Breakfast time! Breakfast time!
Ran to the camera.
He was doing the like beer pong slam dunk, you know what I mean? Like, that equivalent here.
So this is a little different. Kind of stole the idea from my Indie Comics Dispatch, but whatever. They did a creator drop-in thing, except they were talking about Kickstarter campaigns or whatever people had going on. That's not this. We're gonna have people, if people are gonna actually watch and take part, we'll have people come in. If not, then I guess we're gonna be talking about the stuff that we're gonna be talking about. So first up, smash the like. What?
Did you send out the link?
No, I'm gonna do it when people want to.
What? Just send them the link, and then they can join whenever they want, and then they'll be in the lobby, and then you have to invite them in.
Okay, I don't.
But smash that like button. That's what you're gonna say. I said.
Yeah.
Tell the rest of the story. What else are they supposed to do?
Yeah.
Notification bell.
Oh yeah, hit it hard. Damn.
And then go to SeerNovaComics.com and then sign up as a Nova. What is it?
Seer supporter.
Seer supporter.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's for the ladies.
So that is for. So that is for Greg. I think he appreciates you.
Yeah. Oh.
So
the Eternals. A loco. Explain.
Yeah.
Okay.
All this that I just watched.
Yeah, let's jump in. All right, cool. So Eternals trailer was recently released.
May 25th.
Yes, it was this week. Super interesting. I watched the trailer, and like many people, like the internet has delivered. There was questions that I had, and the memes that followed kind of just reiterated those questions for me. There is a breakdown trailer. I'll try to link it. Actually, it's really cool. It really explains pretty much everything. I'm just gonna go through it. I'm gonna go through the breakdown trailer, all the things that I remember about it.
Share it on the Facebook Live.
Yeah, exactly. After I talk about it, I'll go ahead and share the link when somebody else is talking. So yeah, the Eternals trailer was really dope because you see, honestly, you see characters you've never seen before. So this is the first time we're getting a glimpse of them in the world and on Earth. This isn't somewhere far off in the galaxy. It's not Guardians of the Galaxy. This is taking place on Earth, and this is ancient times. So what we get is like it's not even ancient times. It's literally the birth of humanity. Like these people are hunter gatherers, sitting on the beach trying to stay warm and survive, and then you see this ship pull up, and basically it's the music that's playing in the background is like talking about the end of the world, and basically like if you think about it, it is the end of the world for these people as they knew it, like the humans on the planet. So Dylan was asking me kind of like, what are the Eternals? So what I found out from the breakdown video, and like in the original comics universe, basically they were created by the Celestials.
That was the word I was trying to think of. I was like, are they Celestials? Yeah. I wasn't sure if they were on the status of the Celestials or if the Celestials created them kind of like the Titans to the gods, like the.
No, they're so basically the Eternals are kind of like Silver Surfer. So like they're a kind of godlike entity that is created by the Celestials. So they were created along with another race of beings called the Deviants. So if you know anything about the Marvel Universe as well, if there's another famous Deviant that has already made his appearance in the MCU in the form of Thanos. So how does that tie all in? We'll figure that out as time goes on. But originally in the mythos, they were created as like a race of people, and basically they were they were like the angels, and then the deviants were the devils, right? So they were kind of these, warring beings and all kinds of stuff. And basically, anytime the deviants would threaten mankind, the Eternals would come and fight them back, and then this eternal war, basically. So we see the trailer move forward, and you see like flashes of things going on. You get the costumes, you get them doing various things, you get them sitting like in rooms together, watching each other do things. And basically this room is like a library. So it's like basically like all the knowledge of mankind. That's where they kind of store it. You know what I mean? Like, and in the background, they have like this, it's like an Easter egg thing. They have like this, kind of like a tracking of mankind, like the evolution of man and like different things. It's kind of cool to just see it kind of really quickly in the background. But there was a scene where you saw where he was like making something. So that dude is supposed to be like the weapons maker. He's like the I forget the Greek god.
Hephaestus.
Yes, exactly. I thought that was it, but I was like, is he the party god or the the builder dude?
That one's the gluttony one. I forgot.
Yeah, the party boy. Anyway, so he's making something, and he's supposed to be the weapons maker of the group, traditionally. So he's not making a weapon. It doesn't look like a weapon at all, really. I mean, it could be, but all indications are it's not a sword. It's not like a shield. It's not and nothing really deliberate or blatant that this is what this is. So speculation is that it's maybe like a star map or something like that, or he's plotting out. So for me, what it looked like was the same kind of plot that it was taking would look like the Tree of Life. So like the whole like Thor's Tree of Life, where it's like all the 9 realms are connected, and this is how they're connected through the tree, and that's what it looked like to me. And I was like, oh wow, okay. So basically, ancient knowledge, universal knowledge. Here's the huge kicker, right? So we see all the costumes, we see all the actors, and then there's this kind of main storyline that seems to be playing out through history and things like that, and all the different timelines that they're shooting through. It's a romance story between the 2 main characters. I forget their names, man. Holy crap. Cersei and the male lead character, the one who was like, oh yeah, if now that Tony's gone, and who's going to lead that guy?
Yeah.
Artemis or Artemis or something. It's something with an A, I believe. I forget his name. So it's basically right. That'd be dope. The luck dragon just comes out of nowhere. So it's like a love story between the two, like through history. Here's a huge thing that if you do watch the trailer and you've watched the trailer and you have all these questions like, where the hell were they in the events that happened, like in Infinity War and Endgame, right? There's the really dope explanation for it. The explanation is they might have lost their memory through time because one of their members, one of the Eternals, turns on them. And he tries to, so all of the Eternals together, like they can link their consciousness and it's called like the All Mind or something like that. And it's basically like this all powerful force. So he wants to be the like ruler of, or the one who controls the All Mind. So
you know what I love about the Eternals too? Like you'll notice that like this type of story is like in so many different things. Like even in Dragon Ball Z Super, there are the deities of destruction and the deities of creation. Yeah. And it's like that in a bunch of other like ancient stories as well. So it's cool, like they have this contrast. And then the All Mind is this concept that's it's like in self-help books of like this shared intellectual mind that if you like meditate or think on long enough, you can like capture into this like all knowledge. Like I forgot what it's called. It's like the something intelligence. The infinite intelligence. It's that idea of like this collective mind. Mm-hmm. And in this form, it's like from the gods. It's like it's such a cool concept.
Yeah, there's a lot going on really in this trailer, and if you watched it through, you wouldn't have picked up on any of this stuff because it's definitely where you see kind of like, and this is what I was telling Dylan before, it doesn't seem like this is just another Marvel movie. It seems like this is a film that is setting the pace after the events of like Endgame, essentially, like after the blip. After Falcon Winter Soldier and WandaVision has happened, this is happening now, and this is like to set the tone for the rest of like the Earth-bound characters of the Marvel universe. So it's honestly really interesting. There's a huge Easter egg in there too, If you watch it slowly, that part with Angelina Jolie, Athena, when she's like sparring with another person, right? The dude is holding a shield that has a star on it.
Oh,
And it looks just like Captain America's shield. So they're speculating on is vibranium part of this? Like, is that like
Or
what
maybe
the
like
tie-in
they
is?
brought vibranium, and that's why Wakanda exists, and like the whole like concept of it. Like
They've actually addressed where vibranium comes from in the universe through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's actually from the Chitauri. Vibranium is from the Chitauri like homeworld blowing up essentially, and like Superman status. Like that's how kryptonite gets here. That's how like vibranium gets here from the Chitauri homeworld. So they've already addressed it in the Marvel universe.
It's been so long.
It ran for a long time too, so there's a lot going on in there.
Yeah.
But all right, just to finish out, so yeah, there's basically like you were saying, there's larger topics that are going on. There's like things like ancient stories that are being kind of like brought into the fold again, like the gods of mythology are being brought in this movie, and then also like bigger topics of like how history somewhat repeats itself. So that's, I guess, the theme of the movie is like of the romance of the like everybody like breaks apart and then they come back together in some way, breaks apart and come back together in some way. So it's like this repeating cycle of things that are similar, not like exact, but similar.
It's like those rom-com TV shows where you're like, just fucking ask her already, God damn it. Except that this happens for thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah, it seems more like, they have this connection and like everything, like every time that it's like, so they say, oh, they're guiding mankind, but they never interfere. And what they mean by that, again, from the trailer, or from the breakdown that I've seen, what they mean by that is not that they're not going to help mankind. It's just they have a mission, and that mission is to fight the deviants. So they don't interfere with mankind killing one another. They'll protect mankind from the deviants, but they won't protect man from themselves. So that's kind of the whole thing there. But yeah, that still goes into the whole, like, again, why didn't they come and try to help anybody during the Infinity War Endgame? And the theory is that they just lost their memory. So because of, again, the traitor in their midst, and then that's the plot and the storyline. And then I'm gonna let that topic go. Go and watch the trailer if you haven't seen it yet. Sorry if I spoiled anything for you. It's still really dope.
It's been find that shield you're talking about.
Yeah, he's in the background. So he's like, she like cuts like a cloth that's hanging there, and he's like right there holding the shield.
Yeah, I saw that scene. I just didn't see it.
Yeah, he's like a Babylonian looking warrior. So it's not like it doesn't look like the shield. You know what I mean? It's like an ancient shield, but it has a star on it. But yeah, so go watch the trailer if you haven't yet. There's a breakdown of the trailer. It's called like 71 different Easter eggs in the Eternals trailer. So go ahead and watch that. I'm gonna link it actually in the comments once I'm done talking here and running on with this. But yeah, welcome to the podcast, Justin.
His connection might be slow. So.
I really appreciate it, guys, a lot.
Yeah,
we appreciate you coming on.
Am I being really, really slow?
Oh no, you're good. Video's choppy, but your audio is coming through clear.
Yeah.
I keep missing it.
Okay, good. That's the way your guys' is coming through too. So it's gonna be my audio or my connection.
So if we keep moving, I bet it's gonna look all.
So
choppy.
I guess. So dive right in with what I'm here for.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so I wrote and have published a comic book called Making Tracks. It's available on Amazon, and you can do it through Kindle Unlimited or purchase it on Kindle, or you can purchase a paperback. And it is monster truck racing, and obviously, like just monster truck alone, I don't feel be a good draw for comic book people. So one of the drivers is a reptilian from the center of the earth, and basically he thinks that humans are inferior because of his superior genetics, and he touts that a couple of times throughout the comic. And basically it's him competing in a points competition against humans for the King of the Monsters championship, and Making Tracks will follow that series throughout.
That's dope.
Nice.
Thank you.
I
appreciate it. I put a lot of time into it, basically in monster truck promotions, I announce and tracks and stuff like that, and so I've spent a lot of time around it. I've been a fan since I was a kid, and I love comic books, and so I wanted to find a way to bring the two together and get comic book people interested in monster trucks and monster truck people interested in comic books, and I thought that this was a good way to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
That's very cool. You gonna get like little toy monster trucks created?
Eventually, that is the plan. Yes, I've already been in talks with a couple of different toy makers to do so. My boss for the monster truck stuff, Monster Truck Racing League, is the name of the company I work for. He's kind of a couple of people on how to do that, and it is something that I am working on.
Nice. I would recommend getting a even if it's not a functional one, a 3D printed one. Get like a nice little model of it done, and then bring that around. Show that off and be like, hey, if you want to order some of these, and then maybe like pre-sell a bunch of those, because little cars are cool, but like you can put those in like the backgrounds and stuff. Like you said, they don't even need to be functional at first. They could just be a little print up. But that'd be cool to see cool little monster trucks and lizard people driving them.
Yeah, that would be really cool. That's a great idea. That's something that I want to get done, as well as hopefully eventually have my box on some actual monster trucks.
Nice. That'd be awesome. Hey, are you muted?
Definitely
muted.
Yeah, Hector, we can't hear you.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Sorry, no, I muted myself accidentally.
Oh. You're like talking I'm like, what's he doing?
I'm like, listen to me. No,
I'm afraid I'm going to do something like that.
You're good, man. It's definitely my fault. No, I was just curious about like the whole like monster truck industry, and obviously I have probably like a billion questions, but I guess like how does that work? Like, because I mean, I know the seasonal where I live, like they'll have like shows come to like this, convention center and things like that, but it's not like an all year round thing. So like, do you travel a lot for it, or how does that work?
We stay busy. Me personally, because I also have a regular job as well, but I stay busy 20 weeks out of the year. A lot of guys actually stay 52. It stays busy, and a lot of 2-3 shows in a weekend at one venue. So like you're saying, a convention center, usually a convention center will probably have at least to try to get as many people in as they possibly can. And we do travel the country. This year alone, I started in April, and I've been to Tennessee twice. Did a show in my home state of Missouri once. I've been to Illinois, and then years I've been to Utah, Idaho. I've been all over. I feel like the Johnny Cash song anymore, where I've been everywhere, man.
That's awesome. So yeah, it's obviously a really key inspiration for you for this book, and like how does it? I don't know how. Like, what's your motivation behind like not just including like the monster truck stuff, but just making the comic in general?
Well, I enjoy writing. Like I thought it was fun, but I wanted to do something else to where I could actually put it in people's hands and see like my art, like my ideas in my head come to life. And so I started looking into writing comic books and just kind of there. And I've enjoyed it so far. I've got other stuff that I eventually want to write, but this is the one that I wanted to start with because it's something that's really close to me and just want to grow it from.
Is there a potential like series count for it? Like how long is it going to go for?
So I've already kind of put a series count together for it. So I want to start with which would be issues 1 through 14. And then after that, as long as it keeps going good and people really enjoy it, I would like to do a second season because I've already got a few ideas for a second season. But I pretty well wrote the first 14 issues already.
Wow.
Nice. That's awesome. I think it'd be so cool, like if every time a new issue's released, you have like a new monster truck like collectible that goes with it, and maybe for like the first like 10 to 100, depending on, quantity, like that you're like outputting, just like having it so that there's like a special vehicle for each one of them. That'd be so awesome.
Yeah, that'd be a good hook.
I would love to see. It would be. It would be. And it's been something that I have discussed with a few people before about doing. And so it's on my mind, and it's something I'd like to do. There's 8 trucks total in the issue, and we're expanded a couple of times. And so there is room for doing that within, the first set of 14 issues where we could be debuting a collectible truck with those.
Yeah, if you start off with like 3D printing too, like you can get those printed pretty cheap. Maybe have somebody like hand paint on top of whatever the 3D printing is, and then like just make a few of those, in the beginning, and then like if it catches on, then worry about spending the money to get the metal frame and like the plastic underbody with the functional wheels. But like just little what are these things? I got like a little Mario on a block, like it's one piece, like it's just a little tiny thing, but like these things are so cool. I got a bunch of these little guys, like of just random stuff.
I actually have another question. Well, I have a few questions actually. While I have you here, Justin. Awesome, yeah. So yeah, my question was, like, how far along in the process are you of like getting the comic done? Like, have you started like on the artwork for like issue 1 and stuff like that, or like, do you plan on kickstarting it? Kind of like, what's your plan, and how far along are you?
It's available now. It's on Amazon. People can purchase it right now.
So, all right. So issue 1 is out.
Here, what's the name so you can share it in the comments on Facebook?
Yeah, issue 1's out. Say that again. I'm sorry.
Oh, what's the full name?
Making Tracks. The subtitle is Scaling the Bracket, and you can find it on Amazon. It's available for Kindle Unlimited as in paperback.
Awesome. Who's the artist working on that?
Wendell Caldilla, I think is how you say his last name. He's from the Philippines, so I'm sure I'm butchering it, and I really, really apologize. This is the second podcast that I've done as far as like an interview goes promoting this, and I feel I'm so afraid that I'm like butchering his name because we've like talked about things, never done like a video thing where I'm like, hey, so how do you pronounce your name?
Yeah, that like get them to just spell it out phonetically for you, and then you'll never have an issue again, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, no,
I'll have to get them to do that. That way I can get it right, because I don't want the name for forever.
Yeah, I think actually what's interesting is and I don't know if you're considering this, we're throwing a lot at you in terms of 3D printing and like what you could do and all these possibilities, but this might actually be like a really cool like animated series as well, like a 3D animated series or something like that. So have you considered like pitching it to like a production company in that way, like any other versions of this, or ways that you could, I guess, make this into more than just a comic? Or do you have plans, or you just want to keep it in this format?
I mean, if a cartoon thing was possible, I think that'd be really cool, because again, it's getting monster trucks in front of more people and putting it in a different light than we already see it. So I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Thought of pitching it to anybody in particular yet? I'm very, very much more focused on the independent side of things now than any other time that I ever had. A lot of people know about Monster Jam, and Monster Jam's a massive corporation, kind of like what Marvel is or what DC is. And as far as like pitching it to a production company, I don't know which one to go to, because it's my baby and I want to protect it, and I like the idea of the independence.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Well, where can people find you?
People can find me on Facebook and Instagram, and obviously my books on. They can search me on Justin Story just like how it's spelled there. Or if they want to find my Facebook page where I blog about everything from comic books to monster trucks to my regular job being a trash man, and I also write poetry. That's Justin's with an apostrophe S, stories apostrophe S. So Justin's stories, and they can find me there. That's usually where I post. I don't normally post anywhere else. I'm pretty boring.
Man. It doesn't sound like you're that boring, bro. I mean, you got a lot going on.
I don't know. I just try to.
Gotta love
and we put the link to your book from Amazon in the comments. So.
Yeah, I was looking for it. I finally found it.
I appreciate it. Yeah, since I'm not very well known yet, and I haven't sold very many copies of it yet, I'm pretty hard to myself. I'm like making tracks, and anything else other than my thing pops up. I'm like, how did this happen? Like, I really figured I would be one of the very few things with that title, and so then I had to put in my name, and then I was still down.
Well, I put in making with a G and tracks with CKS, like, so it's making MAKIN tracks TRAX. Then it came up pretty quick. I just said, yeah, like I was like looking for it.
I should have told you how to spell it. That's my fault.
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah, I probably should have said that. So the name
Facebook first, and I found the picture of it, and then I was like, oh, there it is, and then I Googled it.
Yeah, I should have told you guys how to spell it, and that's my bad. So the name actually comes from an old show that used to be on ESPN called Tough Tracks, where they highlighted monster trucks and mudbogging and all kinds of other motors. And so nobody's really used that spelled it that way and used that title for a while. And so I was like, I can do something with it where you know I can do it and make it kind of a fun. So people say, well, I'm going to start making tracks, to go to wherever. It may be a Midwestern term. I'm not sure, but making tracks to the bathroom or whatever. And so making tracks, I can do something with that.
It was funny too, because looking this up, I ended up coming across a bunch of other monster truck like toys. And the other thing you can do outside of 3D printing is actually just buy Hot Wheel monster trucks and paint over them with your own designs, or have someone else like paint over them with your own designs. And that would be a cool giveaway too.
Yeah, custom.
Yeah, because you can
There's some monster truck collectors that actually do that, and I was thinking about that too.
Yeah, because you can remove the metal like for the Hot Wheels, the metal frame, the body frame comes off relatively easy compared to the rest of it, and you can end up like you pop it off, spray paint it clean, or if there's any stickers, heat none that stuff off, make your own sets of stickers, that's something cool.
It's definitely something for looking into. I know that there's actually a few people that do that. I actually follow a Facebook group called Monster Truck Attitude, where they do like little shows with the toys, and the guy's redone several Hot Wheels bodies. He just did one of a truck from the 1990s called Taurus, and he unveiled it yesterday, and it was super cool looking. So it's definitely something that I've also thought about doing. I've thought about messaging him and be like, hey, doing this, that, because it would trucks out there. If it's just a couple where I have a copy and then I give away one or something.
You should send them a link.
One question though, so for the 3D printers, because that's not the way that I'm into it. I should send him a link to this video since I mentioned him. Be like, hey, so I was talking about you, and
I guess now we're working together.
Thing. So, like, do you guys know anybody?
Oh, the delay, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
You're good.
No, continue. Continue though.
I was just asking, if you guys knew anybody that did the 3D printing. People make like a functional toy where the wheels would roll and everything. About the 3D printing thing, I don't know too much about that.
Yeah, with the 3D printing, the only way I could imagine making it functional would be you'd have to probably print the components separately and then assemble it yourself. But you can definitely 3D print like a solid figure where the wheels and the axle and everything would just be one.
It'd be more like a statue.
Yeah, kind of like a little statuette. Like it's like a little tiny, because you can make them like super tiny with 3D printers depending on the scale at which the printer can print them at. But it's definitely cheaper than getting like a metal frame, plastic body, functional axle printed. But like you could probably design it so there's like a little clip where an axle can pop into it and then just print that. But yeah, I don't know how. I would probably have to like have some pretty hard plastic to do that. But yeah, that'd be fun to play with. But yeah, we do know a 3D printer.
Right.
We're like looking to start offering that to some of our creators so they can print up some figurines and statuettes.
Well, if you guys do decide to start offering that, let me know, because that might be something that I'm interested in. Because I do want having a toy of something that I came up with would be super cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why we've been looking into it, because we wanted that for like our own. We wanted to eventually print out like little statuettes of our characters, and eventually like action figures, like little functional arms and stuff. But yeah, it's such a cool idea to be like, I came up with this in my head, an artist drew it, and now it's a 3D toy I can hold. Like that's such a cool idea.
Yeah, the journey there is pretty awesome.
The journey there is pretty awesome. Even just going from, I have this idea in my head, having Wendell, draw it up and then send it back. Oh, no way, this is so in my trucks, and the characters that I'm into like come to life on the page is really cool.
Yeah, Greg and Dylan kind of have that in common with you. I'm the guy who puts stuff on the page, so I kind of like I'm a little bit different, but they're right there with you on that one.
Right on. I actually, speaking of your guys' page, I seen something. I'm sorry, guys. I can't remember the name of it, because I don't. Whenever I get on, quick skim and then off, and then get back on real quick, skim and then off is pretty much how I do it. And I seen you guys are getting ready to have a Kickstarter out there, and I can't remember the title of it. What is it?
Venetia?
Seen something about it.
Yeah, Venetia. It's a video.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
And then we're gonna have another one like right after that.
That's really
cool.
cool.
I'm gonna be drained. And then right after that, we're doing a virtual Comic-Con. So
Stacks on stacks.
yeah.
You guys stay busy. Yeah, you guys stay really busy too.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Both of you guys have any more questions for me?
You did say something earlier in the week that
Okay.
you just read Broke Down in 4 Dead Bodies or something like that. I don't know if you read all of that. Well, you probably didn't get the 4th one yet. I think mailing them out.
And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to the Kickstarter. That's actually what I was going to say. Is I've read 1 through 3, and I was gonna get a hold of him to see how I could get issue 4, since I wasn't able to kick. And I also wanted to ask him about how to get a hold of Cthulhu Invades Oz, because I thought that would be a really good one to read too. And I said he is doing Voodoo Potions issue 2, and that's another one that I want to get it on as well.
Yeah, I can't wait when he does Cthulhu Invades Wonderland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's mailing out the 4th
I never know
one.
how to say it, because I've heard it both ways.
Oh yeah, I can't spell it for the life of me, and I'm a writer. But.
It's like tomato, whichever way you want to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cthulhu. And spelling it, I've tried to spell it a couple of times. I think it's CHT, but no, I don't know.
Yeah. It's craziness. It's madness. Can't take it.
It is madness, but it's fun. It's fun, a lot of fun, and the thought of just like this creature that Lovecraft invented invading a place like Oz, it's fitting in a way, and it's crazy in another, that it really works really well together, and I want to read it really bad.
Yeah, and you got a lot of really talented people working on that as well. So it's definitely got the legs. In terms of there's combined skill sets and things like that. So that's a really cool thing to see as part of like the indie community. Because we're doing something similar with like an anthology book that we're working on. So and just the platform in general, just becoming a lot more like connected and working on things together. To accomplish collective goals and things like that. So it's just really cool to see the community moving in that way.
Yeah.
It is cool to see.
Oh, go.
I think it is cool to see the community moving that way. Is all I was going to say. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, that's fine. Everybody cuts me off, so that's fine.
Yeah, he's cut offable.
Even in traffic.
Yeah, traffic's so fun. I actually got cut off a couple weeks ago in my trash truck by a high-speed chase. That was really entertaining.
Oh.
Yeah, so do they let you drive the monster trucks just wherever? Like it's off season, you're just like, hey, I'm gonna go to the grocery store in the monster truck. Is that cool? And they just like toss you the keys, like, yeah, just don't scratch it up. You know what I mean?
So first off, no keys. It's a push start, and second of all, they're not exactly street legal.
That never stopped anybody before.
Yeah.
No, you're right there. It doesn't normally stop people. You're absolutely right. But no, I've never had the opportunity to drive a race truck. I've driven ride trucks before, like giving people rides in the back. That's pretty cool because it gives people a chance to see what it's like to be in an actual monster truck.
Yeah, I can imagine that's a crazy feeling, man.
It is a crazy feeling. It's fun. Like even when I'm just announcing and watching people get off the ride truck, they're excited in the line, but then like whenever they get off and they're like, "Oh, how cool is that?" Like talking back and forth with each other is something really, really cool. And like from that aspect of trying to entertain people, it kind of gives the same feeling of like what we're trying to do with comic books, where we want people to be really satisfied with what we do, but we're also doing it because we enjoy it, and so it's a similar feeling in a way, and I really, really enjoy doing it.
Yeah, it's like a reciprocal kind of satisfaction that we made this thing and we're satisfied with it. They're satisfied with it. And then it comes back to us, like the reactions and the reviews and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, it's a really cool process. It's, I think creation is one of those things that it connects everybody. Like everybody's somewhat creative. It's just, you might not know how to execute those creations, and we're fortunate enough to be in the position to know how to execute that creativity, and to see people reacting to it and engaging with it is definitely amazing.
It really is, and I think you're right. I do think everybody has some sort of creative bone in them, and some people just don't know, like haven't found it yet, or other people, yeah, I mean, pretty much just haven't found it yet, or don't know how to start.
I think also too, it's like, creativity comes in many forms. So like, the mechanic that can solve problems, you know what I mean? Like that's creativity. He's thinking outside the box. Maybe it could be one of 5 things, and he chooses the right thing because he's thinking outside of the norm, so that's creativity as well, so there's a lot of different forms. And I think people focus on, can I write? Can I sing? Can I draw? Can I, you know what I mean? Like those are the main things.
I was gonna say, I feel like some people focus only on like the singing or musician, or it's like drawing. And if you're not that, like, I don't see writing as that creative. Where like in all reality, there's some artists who, without a writer, like they don't know what they're doing. Like they can draw amazing, but they can't create the world in their mind. So like, yeah, that creativity, can be in any form, and everyone's got a little bit of it.
So stop doubting yourself, people out there. You're creative too.
Yeah, if you just
Absolutely.
believe.
I actually didn't even think about writing as I knew it was like some sort of creative thing, and it's my creative outlet, but I never really like paid myself many compliments on it. It was like, yeah, I can write, whatever. But one of the guys that I am a coworker with, he was walking past me the other day, and we were talking. I took a picture of one of the trash trucks that I was intending on posting on my Facebook page, and he's like, "Oh, you're taking a selfie before you start working?" I said, "No, that's not for me. I don't even like doing like camera video things like this. This is outside of my comfort zone, but I wanted to do it." And he goes, "When are you going to do another one of those?" Because I've done poetry readings on there, and he was asking me when I was going to do another one of those, and I told him, well, I'm going to be publishing another one of those in like late July. But right now, I'm actually pushing this comic book I just wrote. And he goes, man, your writing is just like so talented. He goes, that's something that not very many people can do. And I never even really thought about it.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, there's a level of uniqueness to everybody, right? So like your writing is going to be, unique from another person's writing, and I think that's what makes it special. Everybody has that ability to appreciate creativity because they have a little bit of it, right? So like it amazes some people, and to us, as the creative, sometimes it just feels like it's a natural thing. Like it's just something that we're compelled to do, so we do it, and it just feels like. And then we get all overcritical, and
I was just thinking, like the writers are like the only thing that's different between like a writer and like say an EDM, like electronic dance music creator, like a producer, like they're considered an artist now because they have a machine that can translate like the things in their head into musical things, even if they can't play instruments. And it's like all we need now is like a program where a writer can write a story and art will start like getting pumped out, and essentially like the writer will be like the EDM producer. It's just like the EDM producer, you can hear what was in their head now because it's running through a computer program. Or like the writer, like until an artist turns it to life, like you don't see how much creativity is in there.
that's pretty dope. So
That would be dope. I was actually thinking,
idea.
I've been thinking how cool it would be. So, like, obviously, whenever I'm in the trash truck, that's usually whenever I do my brainstorming for stories. And so I've been thinking how cool it would be to have something like Jarvis where I could be like, hey, write this down, this thought that I had before me, or, start this script this way or something like that, to where I could be multitasking that way. Because unfortunately, right now, I got to stop in the middle of a route and start typing on my phone.
I was gonna say, see, I can do that. I just be like, Greg, write that down.
Gregory.
Yeah. No, unfortunately, I don't have a scribe.
Yeah.
I am my scribe as well as everything else, so I can't just write that down.
One day, you'll have someone just follow you around. Boy, come.
Boy, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, man. We look forward. I'm definitely going to check it out on Amazon, making tracks on Amazon. So I'm going to definitely look at it and just, I'll give you some feedback. I'll give it a review, if you want, if that helps. We'll definitely try to promote it as much as we possibly can. But yeah, we're looking forward to seeing more of it and seeing more of you, dude.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it. Reviews are always great. Who doesn't appreciate a review? Because then, hearing your feedback, I can take that and make my work better, because that's the ultimate goal, is making my stuff better. And I already have an idea of how I want to grow from here. And it's just, applying that over the time.
That is the best attitude to have, dude. Yeah, like constant growth, constant progression. You can't be complacent. You can't think your stuff is the best in the world, because then, nobody's going to resonate with that attitude or your work probably.
I'm right there with you. I totally agree. Thank you so much for having me, guys. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, dude, it was great talking to you.
Thanks for dropping in.
It was great talking to you guys.
Cool. Well, that's cool that it lasted that long, because we have no other creator to drop in right now.
What happened? I thought we had like 2 or 3.
Someone else had to work. The other person had to work.
Had to work. What, do they have to eat or something?
Yeah, jeez.
So we're gonna wrap it up today. We're gonna keep doing this because this is pretty cool. But
when do we want to do it? Like maybe it's like the last Sunday of every month we do it, or is it maybe every other month?
We can do that.
That'd be sweet.
Except, we could still do it Sunday in June. Just Saturday is when I have to move. So
what's funny is I totally forgot to throw this in, because he was talking about like, I wish I had kind of like a way to, the whole Jarvis conversation we just had, right? We're working on an app for creatives to help the process of being creative in terms of just laying out your stories and things like that on like a mobile device, as opposed to like working on your computer all the time. So if you're like at work and you're like, I'm writing a story, as opposed to having like a notepad, you can have like a really like a spider web of like different ideas, and like you can plot them together, actions.
So like storyboard meets like conspiracy theories.
No, it's more or less like a writing tool, like a web chart, you know what I mean? So stuff like that. But then also you can, after you're done with that web chart, you can plot it in a way so that it turns into a presentation. And then if you want to pitch that idea, you can pitch it to somebody, and it'll be in an organized fashion. It'll look somewhat similar to like a I don't want to say like a slideshow, like a PowerPoint thing, but it's something similar to that, where you can, like press a button on your phone and you're moving towards the next slide. You can go back to the previous slide. We're thinking about how to animate it. Possibly we can do some animations, but it's more or less like a, very simplified presentation tool, just to make it look at least somewhat presentable and professional and things like that. So yeah, we're working on that app, and that should be at least by 2022, we'll have a good
2022.
Yes, a good date on when we're going to be releasing it.
Right now. I need it.
Well, we're still working on Blocky Dropper and trying to perfect the skills that we have here. And actually, if you join us on Brunch Bulletin, I'll tell you more about what we're doing with New Leaf Comics. But
yeah, and hopefully iOS is coming soon, because I'm lacking some Blocky in my life.
No, probably even before we get to iOS, we'll have the website up, so you'll be able to play it online. And actually, the controls are actually a little bit easier on the computer, so it's actually a little bit.
Is it keyboard?
Yeah. So yeah, you'll actually be able to maybe enjoy it and maneuver it a little more on the computer, just because it's more like, regimented. It's not like joystick, which, a joystick on a phone is a little wonky, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, I guess we're wrapping it up, eh?
What are we wrapping up?
Breakfast talk. No, Dylan, you have to pet Buttercat before we're done. You gotta.
I got the Buttercat now.
Yeah, you gotta pet him. Acknowledge him.
He likes to be behind the ears. Look at him.
Good little Buttercat.
And so if you want to buy anything like our latte mug, our Buttercat latte mug.
It's only a latte mug. You can't drink Buttercat and anything else. Look at him.
Exactly. We have a little video from our sponsor that you can watch right now, and check that out.
Right.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. How embarrassing. Oh, this? You like this? Well, yeah, that's just a Breakfast Talk, merch design that I made, for our podcast, Breakfast Talk. No big deal, Oh, what? You want one? Oh, well, I can show you where to get it. All right, so we're going to head over to SierraNovaComics.com, and then we're going to look at the featured comics section. You guys can catch up on all the Breakfast Talk and Breakfast Bulletins, as well as the other podcasts that are sponsored by Sierra Nova Comics. And then we're going to head over to the Indie Store, which is where we get all the merchandise. And then pop over and grab an awesome shirt designed by my buddy Martin. It's a really, really cool design. Or head down here, and let's join the Indie Revolution. Check out that awesome design. Or you can get yourself a Gravedigger sticker from the Chronicles of Horror collaborative indie project hosted by the Sierra Nova Comics platform. Treat yourself and get yourself a Triple Threat Comics mug. Or head over and get yourself an Ice Pick Ultra Sweet Ultra Cotton Tea. Yeah, so you divide the 2 and carry the exponent. Are you still here? What are you doing? Go! Get indie merchandise. Go pick up a Breakfast Talk mug. I'll see you on Breakfast Talk. Breakfast Talk!
Wow. So we actually do have another guest that just popped in.
Good. We just had an interlude. It was perfect. So we're
keep this thing going.
Before we end this, we're gonna have Zane pop in. He's from our platform. He's got
Zane Daniel.
Righteous. He's got like 27,000 comics of that. So yeah.
He's like Zanos. He could just.
What's up?
Hey,
Zane, what up, dude?
It's amazing to see you guys. It's been a while.
It has. It has.
I think the last time was the Comic-Con, right?
Was it?
I think so.
No, I think it was just a random meeting.
Like a creator meeting.
Yeah, it was a random meeting. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
so 27,000 comics. We're up to chapter 20, so you're right in the part of that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I just added the second chapter, I think. It's
the second chapter or the second volume.
Maybe it's the second volume. I don't know. It's on the platform, so people can check it
6
out.
through 10 is volume 2, so that makes sense. Yeah.
And then there's more that I still have to add, but I'm slowly adding them. So
Yeah. So we did finish chapters 11 through 15, so we do have volume 3. And I don't know. I don't think I've sent it to you yet, so I'll have to get it over to you.
Nice.
Awesome. Hey, Greg, you're so dark over there, bro. Turn on a light.
Yeah, I'm typing to someone.
Oh,
God. So what have you been up to since the last time?
Oh my gosh, so many things, and it's pretty crazy because it's more than just the comics. I mean, we've been, but Joseba has had to take over the coloring as well. He's my main illustrator, and my colorist lived in Peru, and she was in the United States when COVID lockdown hit, so she could not get back to Peru to get back to her computer to continue coloring. So my main illustrator had to take over the coloring duties, and she was stuck in the U.S. for, I don't know, 9 months. And her main source of income was through doing coloring and stuff for people. So she was totally out of work for that time.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, but Jose was very good at it, and he was the one who kind of set the coloring tone and everything. So she was able to totally just pick up where he had left off. And so when he came back on, we didn't miss a beat. So it's been really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so as far as other things go, I don't know what you guys know about my full-time thing, but I do the light worker stuff. So I'm doing energy healing. Yeah. And so I should write what's that?
You do the YouTubes. So.
Yes, absolutely. Lots of YouTubes. And so recently I should write a comic book about this, because my work has shifted to helping people with negative entity attachments. So like possessions and that sort of thing. And these are things that people are definitely really experiencing. They're really going through this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so I've helped now almost 80 people over the last year doing this, and you can do it all online, which is really crazy.
Wow. All right. That sounds like a comic for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. But I am making a documentary, so I'm starting to film a documentary, because the problem that I'm seeing is that there's an awful lot of people out there who have this problem, but then they go to a psychiatrist and they get diagnosed with schizophrenia. And then they're given this medication that doesn't actually do anything. They still have the attachment, and so now they're deeply medicated, and they still have this attachment on top of it. So it's really a mess. And so to be able to help somebody spiritually with those sorts of symptoms is a lot less messy, a lot faster, and you're not drugging people up. So I'm in the beginning stages of creating a documentary on that.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting kind of contrast between the two kind of sections of healing, because I'm very much for, psychiatry and doctors and science, really. But I definitely see the value in the spiritual aspect too. And there's what's funny is there's a divide that's drawn between the two things, and that's not necessary. You can have it both ways. You can treat the spiritual aspect and diagnose the medical conditions and things like that. They don't have to be at ends with one another. But I think a lot of medical professionals are very much closed-minded, and they're rooted in science, and that's great for a scientist to believe in science. But also there's a lot of things that are unexplained in this world. We know probably about 5% of the known universe is at our disposal at the moment. So there's so much more to learn. And, we as individuals, when it comes to our spirituality, life after death, things like that, these are not things that have been figured out. So to anybody that claims to have an answer, for me, is just a little nah, you don't know.
I like what you said too with the divided line. you know, like obviously if your arm falls off, there's no meditation that's going to bring that back. You got to go to the doctors. But like,
Right.
you know, with allergies, people pop pills all the time. And like, I learned like a breathing practice that I do like 3 times a week, maybe. And my allergies went away. Like it was just a breathing exercise. Like there's
Right.
things like that like, you know, that you don't need the doctors for, but people want something that's simple and they don't care how much they have to pay for it. Where breathing's free.
Right.
So
Yeah, and you know, it is again a money thing, and so this takes you back to Righteous. And this is kind of one of the main points in the comic, is that we have created a system that is all about an incentive program. And this incentive program incentivizes people so that they're not just sitting around doing nothing, right? It's kind of a good concept. But the problem is that the incentive program also incentivizes us to be completely selfish and to only make money for ourselves and for our immediate family, and not really to help others, because that would take too much of our time that we need to dedicate to making money for ourselves, because we are a survival-based species. And so, but we live in an environment and in a society where we can totally provide everything for everyone. We wouldn't even need to come close to being that intense about our survival. All we would have to do is decide that we could give everybody all the food they need, all the shelter they need, all the clean water they need. We would just decide that, and it would happen so fast. It would be incredible. If somebody said, hey, the first company that does all of that for the entire world gets, you know, $1 trillion or whatever the number is, you know how fast that would get taken care of? It would be taken care of so fast, it would be ridiculous. So all we have to do,
Bezos would be on that.
yeah, exactly. Everybody would be on that. It would be like a race to save the world just because of a number. And so that's how powerful we are. But we don't create that number. We don't announce that number, and we don't make that decision that would actually make the world amazing. And then what would we focus on? Art, comic books, creating things, creating sculptures, and you know, we would just do amazing things. But instead, we're just trying to make it. We're just trying to survive in this little limited program that we think is the right way to go.
Right. Yeah, I think you know, tapping into some like deeper theology of like how we feel about the world and in general. And I think there's so much more. There's so much further to go. There's so many avenues to take. And we're definitely locked into kind of definitely a survivalist, self-sufficiency. Like we're really only focused on ourselves and our immediate people, the people that we can see, or you know what I mean. And it makes sense to a degree, you know what I mean, because obviously those are the people that affect your life the most. It
works for a reason, right? It works for a reason, because we are these survival monkey robots and meat robots that are just trying to make it.
Right, but there's tons of other paths, like you're saying. We could decide to do something different, and we would be on a different path. And there's just so many other things that, you know, like the human race could focus on, like literally focus our energies on, and solve so many problems. And then we could expand into this universe and find out way more. And that's the next frontier. That's the way that we figure out more things. You know, we figure out more about the universe and who we are inside of that universe by going out into it. And that's where we need to be, honestly. And Elon Musk, hey man, like I'm totally down with what you're doing with Mars, but that's only step one. Like we need like 4 or 5 more Elon Musks that are like, yes, let's get the hell off of Earth. And not because like, you know what, we're destroying Earth. We are destroying Earth. That's a fact. But it's more or less like we need to be more exploratory. We need to like, again, expand into the universe as Starfleet, you know what I mean? Like we're out here to explore and to learn and to meet new cultures and to add to our own collective knowledge and figure out some really deep problems.
Well, I was going to say, have you ever heard of X Prize?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
an Elon Musk creation.
Well, it was Elon Musk and there's a few other people that have worked on it. I don't know if Elon Musk actually created it, but it was the what's his name?
He was involved.
Yeah, he's definitely involved, but it's the Peter Diamandis, I think is his name. I think he's the founder of it. But it's like the whole point is you get like $1 million funding for a project that they basically vote on at this organization of like, hey, is this worth investing in? And it could be absolutely anything. It could be just for the sake of environmentalism with no like business behind it. It's just building something. And there's things like that. I wish there was more of those around where like if Bill Gates decided to just give away money to someone with a good idea, like at a more regular basis, like that would be something very cool. Because I think they do that X Prize like once a year. So if we had like 10 of those going on, and you had like, because basically it's like trying to find an Elon Musk in the wild by giving them the funding that they might not otherwise have. Like it's
Exactly.
such a cool idea.
It's kind of like a human good Shark Tank.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's pretty cool because you just mentioned that, and I mentioned it in Righteous. The characters in Righteous talk about X Prize, and they talk about they're trying to solve this problem that we're talking about right now. So anybody who's kind of interested in this topic, you should definitely check out Righteous on the platform.
Yeah,
Wow.
I put it in the comments. I put a link to your author page in the comments, and it's definitely cool. And the artwork's phenomenal. So.
Thank you. Yeah. Joseba does an incredible job. Absolutely. And one more thought on that too is like, anybody who thinks, no, it's not possible, we couldn't do this, we couldn't serve the entire planet. Imagine like the beginning of the 1800s, and imagine that a couple of people got all the farmers that were, of course, just spread out all over the world, or certainly let's just pick the U.S. And they were just trying to make enough food to feed their families, right? And there was some crazy guy that gets them all together and says, okay, here's what we're going to do. You guys are going to create all the food for everyone. We're going to create buildings in every city, and you are going to supply those buildings with so much food that they will never, ever run out of food. So everyone will just go. All they have to do, we'll call it a market. Oh, a supermarket. And all they have to do is they have to go to these buildings, and they'll just get all this food every time they go, constantly supplied, no problem. And you know what those farmers would have said? F you. Like, there is no way that is possible. You are insane. Like, there is just no way to do that. So bye, we give up. But look how easy it is. We never even think about it. I mean, COVID helped us think about, supermarkets could run out of food. Like, I didn't ever think that was possible, right?
Like, where do cows live? The supermarket?
Right. So anyway, that's the sort of thing that we're able to do when we decide to.
100%. Yeah. And what's crazy is like, sometimes we think about things like in the sense of like, what's idealism and what's realism. And then there's like, again, this middle ground where it's like realism could meet idealism in a lot of different ways, and one of our biggest motivations, unfortunately, is the pursuit of money. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like industry has created a lot of the things that we take for granted, like grocery stores and things like that. Right. So like even our lesser kind of, lesser motivations, let's just put it that way, or more selfish motivations have created these really, really amazing systems, So, and just to talk about what you were saying is like, once we have an idea in our brain, we can absolutely accomplish that idea. It's just about who's invested and what's our motivation to like get there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And unfortunately, again, we're rooted in a system of ones and zeros, and that gives our lives value. And it's unfortunate. It's kind of the reality of the situation.
But I think that's like, honestly, when stuff like AI starts removing jobs, like the X Prize style motivation to create something new will become that'll become a business in and of itself. Because essentially you're opening venture capital to the random. Like literally just today, or yesterday on Robinhood, right? Robinhood was one of those things like, hey, no one can get in the stock market. Now it's so easy to get in the stock market. And now it's free to get into the stock market, like other than paying for the actual stocks. And just yesterday, I got a notification that now I have the option of being able to actually purchase IPOs, like right before they go for sale. Like That's something only I think there's rules where like you'd have to have $1 million net worth and $100,000 liquid cash in order to do that. And now it's getting open to the public. Like that's really cool. Like that's slowly opening, because all it is the lack of opportunity for these great things for people who want to do it, but don't have the resources. And so once you figure out how to incentivize the handing off of resources to the people that have the ideas, like that's when we'll start seeing some crazy stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah. Now Dogecoin just rose to like $100.
That second, it just rose.
And retired. It's like, how much you put in there? Like $1.
I didn't buy mine yet. Damn it.
Yeah. So thanks for coming on. And where can people find you?
Oh, all kinds of places, but ZaneDaniel.com for sure. And then I would say jump onto YouTube and you just type in my name as you see here, XANE Daniel. I post a video every week. I also do a live podcast every Thursday at noon Pacific time. So
yeah, I put your YouTube and your website in the comments.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome, Zane. Yeah, thank you for coming on, man. It was great to talk to you, and we've traveled the universe in this short time here, and we look forward to more Righteous. I'm going to go catch up on the volumes on the Sierra Nova platform. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading more about it, and yeah, I'll let you know. I'll give you some feedback. And
yeah, I love that. Absolutely. Yeah. And anybody in the audience who wants to give feedback too, I always love to hear it, and it helps motivate me to get more into it and get more excited about it. But we're at, like I said, chapter 20. Chapter 30 will probably be the end of the series. So we've been working on it for 35 years now. So we got another couple of years to go before we're done.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. There's actually a comment section that you can comment under each comment.
I forgot we turned that on. Yeah, so now people can leave comments on the comments.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. See you guys.
Take it easy.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we haven't seen Zane in a while. I forgot when we had that meeting. I did forget we had a meeting.
It was like some random Zoom meeting when we were figuring things out.
Yeah. Probably during the when we were doing the Nova Nation stuff, probably something like that. The first time.
Yeah, one of the 20 of those. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was Breakfast Talk. This is going to be one episode.
This is Buttercat, by the way. Just so you guys know.
Oh, that's
Buttercat.
Your pet Buttercat again.
Yeah.
This is definitely one episode.
Buttercat is pleased.
I'm not going to cut that. I'll probably edit out the one part of another guest or something. But besides that,
I just leave it in there. It's great.
Yeah. It was pretty quick.
Wait, it's only halfway through the episode. Why are they saying goodbye?
Right. I was hoping that the new guest would pop in where Buttercat is, and then they have to pay homage to Buttercat by petting him. It didn't end up happening, but that would have been cool.
This one belongs to me.
Now we're gonna switch gears and we're gonna go to the Brunch Bulletin. We still are doing this thing where you have to guess the green thing in the eye.
Guess the green thing.
What is it?
Tell us, please.
We don't know.
Seriously, we don't know. Do we know?
I didn't even ask him yet, and I think I know what it is, but I don't.
Yeah,
Greg,
you're asking until someone gets it.
No, you're torturing me. I want to know this personally. How are you keeping it for? I'm part of this. How do I not know what's going on here?
I don't even know what it is.
Oh!
So yeah.
That's what you get.
If you guess right, you get one of these lovely bad boys. And even I think we have bigger ones as well, right? There's a 4x4 one.
I think there's different sizes you can pick. But
yeah, Greg just jipped me out and he gave me the super small version of the ones because
the cheapest one.
No.
There you go.
The small ones so that you can put it more of them in a small place.
But I only got 2.
Guess it. Guess the green thing.
I still need to figure out where to put these because they need to last forever. So it has to be somewhere that I know I'm going to keep. I'm moving soon, so I don't want to put it on somewhere and it's I'm moving and I'm getting rid of that dresser that the Buttercat sticker's on.
Yeah, I have a shirt too. So
yeah.
Is it a helicopter?
Is it a Pikachu?
Oh my god! Oh, you got a Pikachu shirt? No, it's a cat.
How dare you, Mom? How dare you?
Is it a helicopter? If I riddle you,
All right, cool. I guess I'm the first one on
Yeah.
Breakfast Bulletin, I'm sorry, Brunch Bulletin. I keep doing
Brunch
that.
Bulletin.
Yeah, and
Brunch.
somebody needs to like beat me or like
Honestly, I bet once you know what the green thing is, that problem will go away.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're just confused.
It's like a mental block right now. That's the
I've
green
been
thing
thinking
is
about it all week. Like
Yeah.
I woke up in a sweat trying to figure out what that thing was.
I mean, I'm glad you said something because I woke up and my pants were wet, like around the crotchal area, and it kind of. I mean, I'm guessing it's pee. I don't know. I mean, but it has to do with this. It definitely has to do with this. There's no other reason
Clearly,
why.
there's no other explanation.
Yeah.
It wasn't all that water you
Empty
drank
bottle-
while you were fasting.
But then
No,
the
it was-
empty bottle in the corner has nothing to do with
Nothing.
it.
And I mean, from what I've heard, pee in your pants is cool. And
You ain't cool unless
In
you
your
do
pants. Consider me Miles Davis.
Anyway, yeah. So I guess I'm first. So I'll go ahead and jump into New Leaf news on the Breakfast Bulletin.
Brunch.
God
Brunch.
damn
You
it.
actually emphasize the second word.
We
like
need,
that's
we need
the
a
one you
counter.
messed up.
We need a counter
Yeah.
every single
Yep.
time you say breakfast instead of.
So we have an also calculator or counter, and then we have a Hector screws up the name of our own freaking show counter.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm an idiot.
We need-
Anyway,
we need some Mo counters.
Samo.
Oh.
Wow,
I'll
what
get
a-
into that at the end of this.
Yeah,
You should
that's
show the picture near the end, Greg. Do you have?
I have
the
I have
picture?
another thing that I think only Hector has seen. That. Yeah.
yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
Anyway, into New Leaf news.
Yeah, so not tremendous amount of stuff going on since last week from New Leaf. We had to push back our website relaunch just because I've tremendous amounts of things going on right now. I'm trying to do everything and then do the website as well. So yeah, it's just a little tough to fit it all in, but we're hoping like mid-June we'll actually have at least a few games out and the website will look nice and things like that. We're trying to add blogs, we're trying to add a whole bunch of stuff, so that might just come in steps. But the most important part is having our games out there for people to play and test and traffic the website.
I just want to block.
I
it.
know.
Like,
I
you
know.
don't even put just put that online. Like,
Yeah, it'll just be a blocky dropper website. Yeah,
just have a blank page, all white, all black, whatever, and then just the game right there. I want to drop the blocky.
Well, I mean, when you do that, you're gonna need to stream playing it, and like
I'm gonna stream playing it.
yeah, you're gonna have to do something for me. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm doing all this work for you, Dylan,
I'm waiting.
specifically for you, no one else.
Fans are waiting.
Everyone's
Two
waiting.
of them.
Exactly.
For my Twitch stream. All two of them. One of them's me. The other one's my grandmother watching. And it's gonna be great. She's gonna be like, "What is this? Is this what the new kids are doing?"
The 7 people that watch this, the
Eat your vegetables.
like 4 people that like me on Facebook. So yeah, we got a nice crowd. We got a nice bunch of people that are into playing this game right now. But anyway, yeah. So besides just working on blocky dropper and stuff, we have we're moving into the app space and things like that. We're developing an app right now that I just mentioned in Breakfast Talk, if you guys did watch it, and it's basically like there over here and some by Buttercat maybe sometimes. Actually, usually that is over there.
It's always by Buttercat.
Yeah, sorry, what, that way? I just use my other hand.
Heading
Anyway.
for the link.
Yeah. Good boy. Good boy.
Keep your hands in.
Yeah, take care of that link, Buttercat. Take care of that link. So no, yeah, we're moving to the app space. We're creating an app for creative development. It's for independent creatives just to kind of help organize their thoughts and ideas, and then take those and then put it into like a presentation so they can pitch those things. It's all on your mobile device, so obviously you could do it anywhere that you are, and then you can take your presentation anywhere that you are. Screen mirror with any device that's in the room, and then you can show your presentation. And if there's anything that I know about creatives, they love to talk about their creations, so this should be like a win-win, right?
Basically, like, walk into your job, and if they've got a monitor, just start displaying it, and they'll be like, "Listen, that's for our guests." And you're like, "Yes, I'm showing my work to the guests."
You're welcome. You're welcome. All of this crap that you're showing, super boring.
If you
All
get
my
fired,
stuff,
just give them a Buttercat sticker.
yeah,
They'll forgive you.
yeah,
I'd forgive
exactly.
you.
Just slap it on their face directly. Actually, that makes your boss love you even more.
Open palm.
I've learned that over the years. It's called a love slap. Don't worry. Um,
The love slap.
So on that note, again, in the app space and stuff, Mr. Dylan over here, he's creating a service kind of aspect for these, or both of them actually are, but I know like he's like kind of doing a lot. It's creating a service part of the platform, and we're developing our pricing sheet and things like that so we can develop apps and games and things like that. So that's part of our growth as a company as well, and we want to make some money. So yeah.
Show me the money.
That too. Chris is looking to leave his job as well. Who's our developer? Who's our programmer? And yeah, he's so talented, man. This kid can figure out freaking anything, man. Like
He's the developer. Tell him to get those prices ready because
put him to the test. He does have them ready. He literally went through the entire genre of all video games, all different kinds of apps, and then we actually have like a flat rate price, and then there's variables and all types of stuff. So yeah, he's working on it.
Because I'll be honest, I'm thinking like even we can make like a cool little like simple game just for funsies.
100%.
Maybe a stretch goal. You know, so.
Well, we're developing one for Chronicles of Horror, which we'll talk about at the end. Again, that's we'll talk about some more stuff in the end. But yeah, that's all I got for New Leaf News. Take it away there, Dilly.
So just to keep it simple, we got 2 pieces of news. But the first one is Blow's one of our artists. And I just realized that sounds weird when you say it like that. But Blow is his name, Bleaux. And he just released this Friday, yes, Grasshopper. And show me how this is the track list. Can I point at it? So this is the track list.
Hey, New Leaf.
Yeah, so like the first 6 are like very hardcore, like industrial rap, and the second 6 are very, very unique, very interesting. He kind of had like a light side, dark side to this. We actually just created some merch that is not released yet, and I can't share it yet because it's part of a rollout plan. But basically, we got a bunch of stuff going on. He's got a show coming up, I think in June. And well, yeah, I guess it's going to be June because it's not tomorrow. And so yeah, he's got a show in June, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. We've been working on it for the last few months. The artwork, yeah. Greg, did you find the artwork, like the album cover? No, the other one with the grasshopper.
That's the backside.
That's the backside. That's like the track list. Oh, it's in there. It should be like right next to it. Just search for Grasshopper. It's the only other one called Grasshopper. While he's searching for that, anyways. But yeah, so that one's the artwork on that was created by this guy. I can't remember his name, but he has tons of artwork like this. It's all hand painted, and so we had this one custom made just for the album. So it was very cool. And then we kind of snipped out the Grasshopper for like that track list. Is Greg still looking for it? It should be right next to it.
I'm trying to download it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Give me a second. It's going to space.
Give me a second. Well, so while he's looking that up, I'll share the Spotify link, I guess, in the video.
It's a picture.
But yeah, and then another one of our artists, EJ the Maker, he just released a music video. I'll share that in the link in a minute too. It's called 3 a.m. And so he's having some fun with that. It's been pretty awesome. Video is very dope. I'm gonna share this link. Where is that? Let me get over here. Where are you at? That's not the right one. That's the right one. Bam.
We should at some point when you're doing the upstate news, maybe we have some snippets that are
audio snippets, you mean?
Yeah.
I gotta see, Greg, can we do audio snippets with Duck Hunt over here? Just see
so I can add music through Anchor, but that means I can't do a sponsored ad in it because then they would be making money off of someone's music technically. So I can actually add music from Spotify, and I can add.
I meant like live, like just like a quick little 10-second.
I could probably do that too, but like YouTube, it's indie, so
no, 10 seconds you can do. Anything less than 15 seconds. We've looked this up because our the podcast we have for the Upstate Sound, the MC to MC podcast, shout out. So yeah, definitely check that out. But yeah, we've played audio from like Kanye. It doesn't matter as long as it's less than 15 seconds because you're just making a reference to it. So you're just showcasing. But yeah, so we can do that for stuff. But yeah, anyways, we got to figure that out later if we can play that. But definitely check that out. I put the Spotify link in the on Facebook.
That picture is too large to show on here. So.
It's too large to show.
And it can only have 3 megabytes. And,
wait, can I screen share?
For some reason, almost 20 megabytes.
Can I screen share?
That's what she said.
Share screen. Don't show me this tip.
That's what she said.
It's
not working.
Showing it? Yeah, bam! Look at that.
All right.
I'll make it full screen.
It's a cute little grasshopper you got going there.
That's an awesome grasshopper. Look at him.
He's looking into my soul.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the entire track list, but he could have had like a song called "A Bug's Life" or something.
No, but yeah, it's definitely some cool stuff going on. So check it out. And then check out EJ the Maker's video. I'm gonna put that in the video in the comments as well. But yeah, that's it for me. And the upstate news. So next is Gregory.
Yeah. So for Nova, we I
always just want to call you like Gregory. Gregory.
I hate my full name. So I'm gonna insert here.
That's what she said, eh? Oh, there you go.
And we've been banned.
It's a matter of time.
We're gonna insert the backers. That still sounds weird.
Yeah, you've been working on this like all week or something.
Yeah, you thought you were making it better. You made it worse.
all the backers from Chronicles of Horror issue 1 there's gonna be a little video. I'm gonna put it right here.
Thanks for backing it up.
And then it's gonna just scroll.
Wait, is it gonna play right now?
Yeah, it's after it's edited.
Yeah.
Okay. So the live people don't get to enjoy it. You gotta rewatch this whole thing. You can't skip to this section later.
Exactly.
Rewatch the whole thing and then watch.
And hit the like button, subscribe,
Ring the bell
notification, and comment. Tell us what you think.
And Pet Buttercat.
Last night, I was up because I drank a bang after I was doing a Kickstarter meeting with Josh.
You drank a bang while backing those backers up.
and I created a little thing for all of our podcasts. buymeacoffee.com/SierraNovaComics. There is an extra little tier. If you pay $3, you can get a digital copy of Ink.
Hey.
Yes.
Nice.
You just
You know
download
it. You know you want it. I know you're watching.
Yep.
You want Ink.
Mouth is just watering right now.
And we have a $500 goal. That's to pay annually for StreamYard. We're switching all over to StreamYard just because I don't want to pay for Zoom anymore.
And StreamYard's pretty awesome. Like, look at
you can do way more.
StreamYard's awesome. I mean,
yeah. So our goal is to get better streaming, and we're probably gonna have another goal after we smash that one. So
it's
better
$500.
streaming, better Buttercats, Papa John's.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Papa Cats.
And finally, like I said a couple seconds ago, I was doing that Kickstarter meeting with Josh Harris and.
Yeah, put that link up and leave it up for a minute. I just realized you kind of had it up for a second. That was quick things. Yeah, put that.
So quick.
We have Vinidia, our video game Kickstarter. I just put it into review. We're not completely done with it yet, but
smile, you hosers.
So
it actually worked out. That was perfect, actually.
I hate that I took a picture yesterday when I was like, "Oh, look, Kickstarter meeting," and like I had like a double chin in the picture, and I was like, "Oh, lovely, that's Instagram."
Solid.
So
that's the new trend, bro.
Yeah. So we are Papa John's. Wouldn't that be garlic butter cat? Yeah.
Ooh.
That's the next merch design, baby.
It is just a little garlic. Oh, I can't reach him. He's too. No, Buttercat. He's out of my reach.
Oh no.
So
By the way, if you go to buy me a coffee right now and look at Sierra Nova Comics, you're going to see Buttercat giving you its glorious gaze.
yeah, it's the cover photo.
Yeah,
It's just
It's-
staring at you.
it's glorious.
Garlic cloves for a mustache. There you go.
Justin, you're killing it right now, bro.
He needs to calm down. He's getting good.
We're gonna
Yeah.
we can make a shirt and put Buttercat in a monster truck.
Oh my god!
Worlds are colliding right now. This is genius.
Real quick, we need to have Buttercat riding a monster truck on a field of pancakes.
That's awesome.
Like he's making it over like some blueberries.
Can we get the artist that did the grasshopper thing to do that?
Oh my god! You should see his other work. It might look a little intense. Oh man! Yeah.
All right. I can't wait to not live on a main street anymore. So yes, we have buymeacoffee.com/SuperNovaComics. We are going to make an actual ad for Anchor at some point soon for that. Doing a donut on donuts. There you go.
Ooh,
That would be pretty cool.
nice. Yeah, that's cool too.
And he could be like screaming, breakfast time.
While sprinkles are getting flung out like dirt particles.
Yeah. Sponsored by Making Tracks.
By what? Oh, making tracks. Yeah.
I can also make that a 3D printed object. I know how to make a donut in Blender. So.
He does. He really does.
I can't make the other two objects, but I can do
that. We can collab, Greg. Don't worry about it.
I made a car, but I haven't tried a monster truck yet.
I found that artist, by the way, the one that did Grasshopper, and I put him in the comments too.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Go and follow him. Everybody, go and follow him. Go and follow everybody. Go and well, yeah, they're not on the bulletin, but they were on Breakfast Talk. All of our guests on Breakfast Talk, they're amazing. We had such a good time. It was actually a really great conversation. And
yeah, so link above to watch that.
I got the cat back.
Speaking of podcast and million
Right up
podcast,
Right
actually before we get into that, Chronicles of Horror issue 2, like there's more art that is done. Literally the coloring of my story, the painter, is finishing up. There's a couple other stories that just have to get put into the folders, like the art.
Greg and his folders, man.
Hector's finishing up another one of my stories, and he's doing like 7 other things.
See, that's why the website is pushed back. You see? It's all for you, Greg.
Yeah.
It's all for you.
I'm important. And speaking of like 5 million podcasts, you probably, if you go to buymeacoffee.com/SuperNovaComics, it's going to be this long paragraph of all the things of what each podcast is and what we do on there. There's a new one that we're creating, and here's a little paper.
It's in the works. It's in the works.
That's awesome. Smo Talk. So this is like for topics that we talk about on Breakfast Talk, or like anybody else on our platform wants to talk about. They're going to have their own individual little video and audio, and that's going to be its own little podcast. So, yeah.
So yeah, I think the introductory one, I've been meaning to get back into Dune because it's such a like awesomely ridiculous story. Just the from novel to where it's at now. It's very calm at this end, but like it was very weird back in the day when it was first attempted to be made in the 70s. So I want to take us on like a little adventure through time and talk about Dune. So that'll probably be the introductory Smo Talk episode, and then we'll just proceed from there. Yeah, that's right.
Sorry,
Put some chocolate on
it. We didn't mean to roast it. We just wanted it browned.
Yeah.
Like, the fire is just too much.
I mean, when it gets completely charred, that's no good. You can't.
Do you ever put a Reese cup? Do you ever put a Reese cup on a s'more? That's really good.
All right, now y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much.
At least he's not that crazy person who intentionally just lights it on fire and then just blows it out, and then they're like, "That's good," and like they make it. I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "There's no effort. Like you just made that in 3 seconds. You're gonna eat 15 of those." you're gonna look disgusting.
Yeah, you're eating more charred
Covered
wood.
in-
Yeah,
covered
you're eating just wood pellets, basically. Like you just poop out little trees,
high fiber.
little bonsai trees.
We still need like little like a little slogan for smoke talk too, like little
Yeah.
charred conversation around fire pit or something.
Yeah,
Conversation.
leave suggestions. Well, it's actually not a conversation. It's actually like more like a monologue. So it's
More
basically
like
like
beating
it's just
someone down with just words.
pretty much, yeah. We're just talking at you, and you don't get a chance to speak, and you're wrong, and we're right, and that's it. No, it's just about again, I came up with it, so I mean, I'm the one who should be talking about it if you really want to. Anyway. No, it's just basically anything that we don't get to, like, there's topics that we talk about that we're really passionate about, like Dylan with Mortal Kombat and us with Godzilla and all that kind of stuff. So like there's things that we might want to talk about that just the time, like those conversations got way out of hand and we ended up doing like 2 hours here and things like that. So we're trying to keep everything in a shorter content so everybody can enjoy it in a reasonable time frame. We might end up doing some more long form content once things become more popular and people want to stick around for those 2 hours and stuff. But right now we're just focused on the short form content. And then this is kind of our long form, like a middle ground for the long form content. If you're, interested in that one subject, hear us talk about it for however long it goes. And then everybody that's on the platform, the CNOVA platform, can have a part in it. And you guys can talk about, or they can talk about, and you can listen to in the audience their opinions and thoughts and comment and, talk about what your thoughts are. And that'll be the conversation.
Justin on to talk about monster trucks. I think that'd be kind of dope.
Oh, yeah.
Monologue about it.
We are 4 subscribers away from hitting our milestone on the platform.
That's one less than 5.
Yeah.
Math.
We're still building the web store out, but we have I think a couple, like enough people that we can actually start adding comics to the web store. We had like 8 people that did the form, so that's cool. So
nice.
If we had all of our comics done, we would have like Seer Chronicles 1, 2, Scales, and Ink to put up there, but like we technically only have Ink to put up there. Scales.
What is the web store, just for people who don't know exactly what you're talking about?
Oh yeah, we're going to be taking all of our digital comics eventually, all of them. So we're going to start off with the select few and make them available to order digitally, drop shipped right to your house. So not digitally, physically. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Physically.
It starts digitally.
Drop ship digitally. Yeah. So we're going to drop ship the physical comic to your place. So you'll be able to order. Like you'll be able to, if you want, like Righteous was on earlier. You like Righteous. You'll be able to go on there and buy it if he fills out the form.
And it's a thick boy. The whole story is a thick boy. So.
But so we're that's what we want to do is we want to have that available. But yeah, we're 4 subscribers away from being able to launch it, and we are actively working on building it before we get those last couple. So
we're also working on the services thing on our platform, which. There's so many services. There's going to be one that I'm waiting to do, but actually, J.R. Harris did bring something up last night about fulfillment. So we're going to talk about that after we end this. So.
All right.
Also, maybe we'll add like a little, see, we need that counter for also.
He's about to say also again. He's trying to figure out how to keep going. How do I continue sentence after?
There's a period in there somewhere.
In addition,
as well as.
Furthermore, literally, Catalyst Comic Studio has their own Buy Me a Coffee, for their podcasts and just whatever else. They have their own like studio or whatever, and they have their own show called The Red Door. I'm thinking probably not to like literally copy that or anything, but like if we had like the green door, or the purple door,
the butter door,
Buttergate.
Offer like one of our podcasts as like something extra,
a sacrifice,
like a longer form or something. But we'll figure that out later on. But yeah, so that's the brunch. That's the Brunch Bulletin.
Is that how you open the Buttergate? Is by sacrificing a podcast into it?
Yeah.
There is no margarine. There is only butter. Name that reference.
Unsalted. Oh!
It was the softest thing I could think of.
Oh gosh.
So, thanks for watching. This is the most viewers we've had since we've started the live thing. This is like the third time we've done this so far, so that's pretty cool.
Wow, I can't believe we have like
We're
a
gonna
million
do, we're
viewers.
gonna do
55 people watching right now. This is amazing.
That's insane.
Well, how do
Yeah.
you see that? Where do you see that?
55K now? Oh, I misread it. Wow. Blowing up. Oh yeah, if you are watching, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Like, we're just having fun here. We're trying to, spread the word, spread the gospel of the Indies. And
we're also just hanging out. Like we don't know you.
pretty much. I mean, and we're just sacrificing podcasts to open the Buttergate. And once that happens, I mean, the world will change. So that's what that's what we're aiming for. And every viewer helps us get to that goal. So
And a sticker might keep you around a little longer.
yeah, you got to wear this medallion of protection. If when we open the Buttergate, things are gonna get crazy. So
They'll fly past your house. If you
exactly,
got the sticker on your door.
the butter demons.
Butter demon.
There's so many like merch ideas just from this episode.
Insane. Oh yeah, I'm working on more merch this week. Maybe in like 2 weeks we'll have some more stuff that'll be on the platform.
I just thought of one more. I want a classy butter cat. The monocle and the top hat.
That would be awesome.
Look, I mean the garlic one, that could be the same one. Yeah, same.
Well, the mustache made me think it'd be cool if you had a monocle. And I'm like, oh, and a top hat. I'm like, we got classy butter cat.
And then we'll spell it garlic. You know what I mean? Like with the QUE.
Yeah, garlic. Oh, that's awesome. The curled mustache.
But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Like I said, we're having fun, and you guys keep us going. So not like we're gonna stop, because I mean we don't have anything else to do. I mean we have no life, or
we're just in this box. Like I haven't left this box in an entire week.
Yeah,
I'm always in this box.
Yeah, basically.
I moved
yeah,
up here, but that's about it.
Smash the like, smack the notification bell, subscribe. I don't know how what verb to use with subscribe.
Just click it.
Stab the subscribe button, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, with the
Break your
pointer
computer screen.
or the mouse thing.
Yeah, go real like Rock Band and just destroy the hotel room.
You smash the like, you ring the bell, and you punch the subscribe.
There you go. He figured it out. You did it, Dylan.
Yeah.
Ding ding ding. Bell notification.